Thank you so much, Ragida, and thank you so much to all the speakers. First of all, let me tell you all that we've listened and we've heard what you called for Malala, and we've decided to open our website for strong support and call for her, as well as that we've decided to include in our press release the support for Malala on behalf of this forum and all the participants, and beyond Malala's unique case, to call for strong support for more education for women all over the world. J'ai commencé ce forum.
I started this forum in English, and I would like to finish in French.
D'abord parce que
Firstly, because this is the week of Francophonie, of French language and culture, and I'm very proud to be a French speaker.
ensuite,
And finally, I wanted to say that although it's true that Europe maybe is not doing so well these days, maybe Europe is not at its best level in terms of leadership or a model for growth, the fact that the European Union received the Nobel Prize for Peace may seem strange, I know, but I'm very proud and really very much touched. I can see that this is a great way of encouraging and supporting this type of solidarity and cooperation that we don't have enough of in the world, that has been expressed as a wish for us, for all women today, that we call 360-degree growth. And this is the kind of cooperation we were talking about. I'm very proud of being European, of a French woman, and I'm very proud that this Women's Forum is French and it is held here in France.
je voudrais bien sûr.
Of course, I would like to thank all of the African delegations and the delegations from China. I also would like to appeal to my European sisters, is that although maybe here in Europe many lives were lost during the wars, I hope that Europe will be able to continue to be a guiding light in the world, inspired by all of us. We've seen that we have a long way to go. We must not give up. We must remain mobilized when we consider ourselves to be Europeans. With regard to 360-degree growth, the words that we have heard over and over again during our debates, through the numerous sessions that we have heard in plenary, during the stories told by everyone, the word growth is linked to the word women and education. This is something which came up over and over again. Education, we talked about leaders and leadership. I listened very carefully to what everyone said with regard to what can we do? What will be the takeaways of the forum? What can we do in this forum? Well, the forum can and must do a great deal. Unfortunately, we can't do it all. There are so many things that we must do for the cause of women. Well, the first thing is education. This is the key word that we heard most often. This is almost my own personal battle. Of course, we have public policy, but each mother, everyone who supports families in single-parent families, and we have more and more of these in France and everywhere else, is responsible for bringing up their children. This role of transmitting knowledge and education is up to the mothers. I think that if growth is linked to education, as long as women are responsible for that upbringing and education, we will see more growth, I'm convinced. There's something else that I think is very important. We talked about macroeconomics and 360-degree growth on the macroeconomic level by calling for cooperation, collaboration among states. That's all very fine and good, but this is not something that we control. I also heard through these debates and beyond all of the different key words that you see on the screen is the idea of innovation and creativity, personal innovation and creativity. This is something that we also must take away from this forum. Personal innovation and creativity is a factor of growth, and this is something which we do have control of. It is in our hands. It is accessible to us, and I believe and I have confidence that we will have 360-degree growth thanks to that personal and individual innovation and creativity. Of course, through new technologies, we said this over and over again, these are very strong levers of growth. And I'm sure that women are agents of change for their families, societies, and companies, but especially for themselves, because women must be their own agents of change. So 360-degree growth is a kind of growth that comes from the bottom up, but it also is complementary to macroeconomic growth, which is conducted now. It is fairer growth. It is sustainable growth. It is growth that comes from it's a visceral thing. Women have this visceral need for change. We saw this from the women in Africa. In women in Africa, we need to be inspired by their self-confidence. In Europe, where we don't have growth, we don't have enough self-confidence, and we need that. We must be inspired by the African women. So we must see that we need to have a kind of break so that we can focus more on quality measures, a measurement of what women contribute to our society, something which is not measurable in our GDP today. And once we do that, we'll have more growth. With regard to the Women's Forum, well, I would like us all, not myself personally, but all of us to thank the team working behind the scenes at Women's Forum. 3 days, but I can tell you a lot more time has gone in, a lot more talent and professionalism has been the basis for this forum, so that you feel that you can just come and go, that everything is comfortable. You feel that this is your forum, and this is thanks to the efforts of the team. This year, we also went to Brazil on the 18th and 19th of June. We'll be going to Brazil, then we'll go to Burma, Dubai. We'll see what we can do, because we are very ambitious and we want to hold the forum in other countries. The next delegation from the Women's Forum will be a delegation of women from Eastern Europe. Well, we've said this already. Europe is at the core of our concerns today, and we don't hear enough from women from that region. So I'm very proud of this new delegation we'll have next year. This will be one of the new innovations, a new breath of fresh air for all of us at the next year's forum. And finally, in conclusion, I simply wanted to say that often people ask me, what makes this forum so unique? Why is this forum? How is this forum different from all the other fora? Well, I'm maybe tired of not expressing myself well, but I really did think about this important question beyond the actual content and substance. And, each time I spent a great deal of time thinking, how can I put together content and subjects that you would be interested in for this forum? Well, what's unique about this forum is all of you. You are the wealth and the riches of this forum. I would like to thank you all for being here, for your active participation, for being open to these issues by opening your horizons. I know that you are impatient, you are demanding, you are not easily satisfied, you're very critical. At the same time, I wanted to tell you, please don't change anything. Because at the same time, you are courageous, brave, determined. You are the breath of fresh air for myself and for all of us. You are our role models, each and every one of you. And don't let anyone tell you the opposite of that. I will see you next year. And please have a good weekend.